Hello students, in this video we are going to study the chemical properties of bases. Let us study them one by one. When bases are dissolved in water, they form hydroxide ions in solution. We know that aqueous solution of bases produce hydroxide ions which give them the characteristic property. Sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, calcium hydroxide, they all will furnish hydroxide ions in water. Next, reaction with metals. How do bases react with metals? Not all the bases will react with metals. Only few strong bases react with active metals to produce salt and hydrogen gas. Active metals, we know that the metals which are placed above in the activity series, especially above the hydrogen, they are called as active metals as they are more reactive than hydrogen. Metals react with bases to form salt and hydrogen gas. You can see the example zinc. Even though it is a metal of moderate reactivity, it will react with strong base like sodium hydroxide to form the salt sodium zincate. Here both the metals sodium and zinc are involved in the formation of salt and there is a liberation of hydrogen gas. In the same way, aluminium will react with strong base sodium hydroxide to form sodium aluminate. For your extra information, we can see how do we write the chemical formula of these salts. First, let us see sodium zincate. We will write the charges above the metals. So, to understand, overall charge of the compound must be 0. We will write the valencies of all these elements. We know that the valency of sodium is 1 plus 1, zinc is plus 2, oxygen is minus 2. So what we know is the overall charge of this compound must be 0. If we write only O, then here the charge is not balanced. So what we do is we will write the formula as Na2ZnO2 so that overall charge of this molecule is balanced. 1 into 2 plus 2 into 2 plus 2 into minus 2 is equal to 0. So we get the charge neutral for this compound. In the same way, sodium aluminate. Here also the valency of sodium is plus 1, aluminium is plus 3 and oxygen is minus 2. Here also the charge is not balanced in this chemical formula. So we will write the molecular formula as NaAlO2 which gives the neutral charge 0. Okay, understood? Let us move to the next property. Reaction with non-metallic oxides. Bases react with non-metallic oxide to form salt and water. See the example here. Calcium hydroxide is a base. It will react with carbon dioxide which is a non-metallic oxide to form salt, calcium carbonate and water. Yes guys, here this reaction is very similar to the neutralization reaction as there is formation of salt and water. So we can understand from this reaction that non-metallic oxide are acidic in nature because they will react with base to form salt and water. Non-metallic oxides like carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, sulfur trioxide, they are acidic in nature because when they are dissolved in water, they form acidic solutions like carbon dioxide form carbonic acid, sulfur dioxide, sulfur trioxide will form sulfuric acid, nitrogen dioxide will form nitric acid. Like this, non-metallic oxides are acidic in nature. So, they will react with base to form salt and water. The next type of reaction is neutralization reaction, which we all are familiar with. Here we know that acids and bases will react with each other to form salt and water, which we call it as neutralization reaction. You can also see the example here. Acid and base neutralize each other. They nullify the effect of each other to form the salt and water. We call that reaction as neutralization reaction. The next type of reaction is the reaction of base with ammonium salt. When base is made to react with ammonium salt, ammonia gas, salt and water are produced. See here, sodium hydroxide reacts with ammonium chloride to form sodium chloride, water and ammonia. Actually, this reaction proceeds as like this. Ammonium chloride and sodium hydroxide reacts with each other. There is exchange of ions, which we also called this reaction as double displacement reaction, to form firstly ammonium hydroxide and sodium chloride. But ammonium hydroxide decomposes as ammonia and water. So overall we write the reaction in this way. You can also see the another example. Ammonium sulfate reacts with calcium hydroxide, which is a base, to form calcium sulfate, which is a salt, ammonia and water. These are all the examples of reaction of bases with ammonium salt.